Running 500 kilometers in 1 month is a mental endeavor. Go far enough and you will find yourself lost in that run. It's easy to see the glory in running through beautiful landscapes, but this challenge still required maintenance, both in the form of physical conditioning of the body and the tools of the run. Running 500k isn't all pretty, but has been, so far, a brilliant experience. For more on this challenge, you can visit 500k.co.uk and see behind the scenes of the challenge. Find us on Instagram at JOG ON Podcast. Welcome to day 11. I'm catching up on a JOG ON podcast episode. Bit of canal running today, nothing too strenuous, just keep it nice and easy after yesterday's run, which was a little on the quicker side. And so begins day 11. Definitely quite a bit slower and easier than yesterday. Got a surprising amount of headwind on this section of the canal, but I just wanted to record a quick thing here because this moment is actually a little bit important to me personally, because it represents running the same distance as the Cotswold Way, which I ran in 4 days back in 2015. It's just nice to reflect and run through 102 miles today on the 11th day of this particular challenge in a much longer time, 11 days rather than 4, but 102 has always meant something. At the halfway mark, I found myself by an open field. We hit 8.05 kilometers and we turn. After 0 degrees yesterday and other absolutely freezing mornings, it's actually quite a relief to feel a little bit warm. And then we hit the distance for the day. And 16.1 kilometers, another 10 miles done. That's 110 miles run total, which means just 200 miles to go. Hello, Harry here. You know the deal by now. 10 miles, 16.1 kilometers. We're heading into the forest. It'll be a bit muddy, it'll be a bit trail, but hey, we're in the middle of this thing. We're doing it. Let's get going. Well, those freezing cold days seem to have passed, and today I'm actually feeling warm enough that I think I'm going to strip back down to the t-shirt. Oh, relief. That is so much better. But something happened. I'm running in amongst a high ropes course, and coming across the field just over there, I put my foot ankle deep in a puddle that I did not see, and now my right foot is absolutely soaking wet, and it's happened just over 4 kilometers in, so I've got 12 kilometers of a squelching foot. The kilometers ticked by very slowly. These sort of slow, steep, muddy trails up between the woods are some of the toughest stuff, where you just have to grit your teeth, get on your toes and dig in. That's 16k, 0.1 to go. Crawling into today's finish line. My quads are tight, my lower back is a bit tight, and there we go. I feel like I've been in a fight after today's 10 miler. That felt pretty good up until about 11 kilometers in. Those last 5k were a battle. I was just trudging along the paths. Oh, on to the next one. After the battle the day before, I knew I needed a change, so I made some calls. This time, rather than running solo, I'd be with company. I'd invited none other than Alan Outbound, the very man who we've been trying to help break 20 minutes for the 5k. He said yes. Day 13 out on the country lanes running with Alan Outbound. This is actually a 13-kilometer loop, and we're going to tack on an extra little bit of 3 kilometers at the end to make it up to that classic 16.1k or 10 miles. Alan assured me that there wouldn't be too many hills. Well, this is one of the few, is it? Time shot by as we found ourselves catching up on the past couple of months.
I could be a super fan if you like. I don't know this guy really.
Just be running alongside asking for my autograph, and I'm going, no, no, no. Alan, of course, is sporting the classic orange jog on top. We've had a few people saying hello and smiling at us, and Alan's just pointed out that perhaps it's because they think we're totally nuts wearing the exact same top.
Is that radio voice that you project your voice, don't you?
It really doesn't help with running.
Yeah.
So we're approaching the 13-kilometer mark, and now we tack on the final 3k. We're going for a quick tour of Alan's current home, a van, and I hate to say it, but one that is a little more advanced than the JOG ON van. Whoa. We ran one lap of Alan's new home and waved to his wife who was working inside. Alan inquired about the following day.
You're running this tomorrow?
Tomorrow is gym.
Oh, gym from AFD.
Yeah, and then, totally unexpectedly, we ran into difficulties on a very innocent-looking path. Alan was the path's first victim.
I'm so glad you decided to stop running, otherwise that would have been an absolute face plant.
As we cautiously picked our way, my foot went, and I nearly did the splits.
It just stretched right inside there.
I was literally about to say, well, my shoes are doing okay, and then I was gone.
I feel terrible if you did the splits and that was the end.
The challenge. Fortunately not, but it was coming to the end of 16.1 kilometers, this time with the legend that is Alan Outbound. Alan, thank you very much.
No worries, no problem at all.
Honestly, the runs where I've got someone to chat to, they pass so much quicker. End of tomorrow, we'll complete 2 weeks of running 10 miles a day. On to the next one. It's the 14th day, marking 2 weeks of this challenge, and I'm heading to meet someone who's supported Jog On nearly since the beginning. But first, I need to deliver a few Jog On top orders. With just one of the tops delivered en route, I needed to leave the other tops until after the run. I pulled up into the driveway. Every day I run, nothing's been in range. As I got ready, we began talking. You know.
How you feeling?
Do you know what? Not as bad as I thought it would be. Slowed it all up a bit again after that.
It was a bit rapid.
Yeah, of course. We set off. And no, before you ask, Jim does not own the only long sleeve Jog On top in existence. He had simply colour matched his base layer with perfection. 2.4 kilometres in, heading through some trails. Straight down?
Yeah.
Joined today by long-time Jog On supporter Jim. I try to think when you first you've been around since so early on.
Definitely in the hundreds.
You're one of the first people to ever get a Jog On top as well.
And it still fits.
Which is the real win. Soon we were passing along roads before hitting the trails and encountering some pretty wet ground. Marvellous, that's closing. With the darkness closing in, Jim was setting a very decent pace, particularly up the hills. Sliding past soldiers carrying out their winter training, we were about to finish our run. Okay, let's just go for it. The light fading, so this is probably a fairly grainy image with 2 bright orange shapes. We hit the 10-mile mark. We arrived back, and I thanked Jim for his support. Perfect, well, I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you very much.
No worries, buddy.
Love that. As I say, it's just so nice to have someone take the lead and show you around somewhere that you would never find your way around otherwise without stopping and constantly checking the map. Perfect, appreciate it, Jim. Have a good one. Bye. Beautiful. And after the farewell to long sleeve top Jog On Jim, there was just enough time to deliver the last top. For today's run, we're heading to a whole new forest, a place that's pretty popular with mountain bikers. But of course, no wheels for us today, feet only. For the 3rd day in a row, the Jog On top is coming out. A difference of today is that we've ditched the vest. No particular reason other than I just wanted to feel a little bit lighter up top, and I've opted for the belt again. Let's do this. Well, initial observation is it's absolutely freezing out here. How are you feeling?
My legs are so cold, it actually hurts.
We might be wearing bright orange tops and looking fun, but we don't feel very fun. Perhaps more fun was the late afternoon scenery. The last of the sun beating down on our cold torsos, the Jog On top flipping from a golden yellow to electric orange with each stride. As the 9-kilometre mark came and went, I couldn't help commenting on the surroundings. Out here in the forest, absolutely glorious afternoon. As much as we can hate on the winter and the cold, you've got to admit it does give you some nice sunset type landscapes. Not feeling too bad. Jog On top is out. We're all good to complete day 15. Shortly after this, a man ran past who caught my attention. Did you see that?
What?
I don't think he could decide which top to wear when he went out on his run, so he's combined 2.
It looks pretty cold as well.
Yeah, well, he's just in shorts and a t-shirt. Well, 2 half t-shirts, I guess. Just gone through 11 kilometres. That was a 5:24 minute K. A little bit sharper today, but I think that's kind of been the theme of the last 3 days, running with Jog On audience. You love Jog On, don't you? Oh, and also psychologically, the removal of the vest just kind of opens you up. Start moving that bit quicker down the trails. I think tomorrow we'll have to start off with what I kind of call ultra shuffling, which is running long distances in a gear that you can maintain for hour after hour. Beautiful sky over there. Just a faint glow of red in the middle on the 15th day, the 15th 10 miler to complete 150 miles. And yet we won't be halfway until 50% of the way through tomorrow. We chased the setting sun into the finish line. Here we go, the end of day 15. Marvellous. You know what it is, repeat it with me. 16.1 kilometres, that's another 10 miles, whatever. Anyway, 150 miles done. Thank you so much for following along so far. Remember, you can always email thisisjogon@gmail.com if you want to get more involved. I'm Harry Morgan. Go for that run. And this is Jog On.